Cassidy, and my teaching project today is going to be over gestational diabetes. The subject for this is knowledge deficit related to gestational diabetes as evidenced by decreased insulin production due to pregnancy. The objectives for this teaching project is peers will have an understanding of what gestational diabetes is, understand what factors play a part in getting gestational diabetes and how your OBGYN can determine if you're at risk for it or have it, understand the diet needed if you have gestational diabetes. What is it? Gestational diabetes is when your body can't make the extra insulin needed during pregnancy. As we know, insulin is what brings the blood sugar down. So if it's having a hard time producing that insulin, your blood sugar will have a hard time maintaining the normal levels, which will cause you to have high blood sugar, which will cause gestational diabetes if you're pregnant. How to determine and what factors put me at risk. Being overweight is a huge risk factor, or obese as well, is a huge risk factor. And having a family history of diabetes puts you at risk as well. To determine if you have gestational diabetes, your OBGYN will require you to have a blood sugar test, a blood sugar screening done, which means you have to fast after 12 midnight. You can't eat anything until the time of your appointment. So obviously that means fasting. And what they do is you have to drink this sugary drink. It's like full of sugar, obviously, to see if your body will bring down the sugar levels from the sugary drink. They draw your blood first, then you drink the drink. They draw your blood again, and then they send your results to the lab. And that's how you can test, well, that's how your OBGYN tests for gestational diabetes. You might have to take that test earlier if you go to your prenatal visits and your urine has glucose in it, and also if you have a family history of diabetes. The normal time to get the blood sugar screening is 24 to 28 weeks of pregnancy, but again, you might have to get it before, and you might have to get it multiple times just to see if you have it or not. The diet needed: milk, yogurt, fruits and juices, dried beans, split beans, potatoes, corn, yams, bread, crackers, bagels. And each meal should include some type of protein. When you have gestational diabetes, you do not want to eat things high in sugar because, again, your body cannot bring those sugar levels down. Of do's and don'ts. So the first thing I see is the Cheerios. And every morning I like to eat cereal, but I have to substitute this cereal instead of this cereal due to being pregnant. But I don't have gestational diabetes. Now, I'm going to mention this. It's best to have the diet of do's when you're pregnant because obviously you want to have a healthy pregnancy and you want to have a healthy baby. The don'ts list can just cause you to have some complications, not, nothing major, but still you would want to maintain a healthy diet versus an unhealthy diet when you are pregnant. And you would really want to do this when you're pregnant and have gestational diabetes. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, if you want to compare the sugar levels with the cereal, we can do that. For Cheerios, the cereal has 2 grams of sugar. With the Frosted Flakes, they have 14 grams of sugar. So you tell me which one you would rather eat if you have gestational diabetes, and that would be the Cheerios because it has less. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the oatmeal. This is also a normal breakfast meal. This is the do, this is the don't. Now, a lot of people buy this because it's quick and easy because it's instant oatmeal. But if you look at the sugars, it has 11 grams. Okay, and the regular has 0 right there. Okay. Another thing is potatoes. Potatoes are really good to eat when you are pregnant because they only have 1 gram of sugar in this whole bag. Water, you have to drink a lot of water. That's with gestational diabetes or not, you should just do that, period. That should just be in your diet. Next, we're going to compare the fruits. This also is a quick snack, but it's not healthy because it has a lot of sugar in it. This is a better option because it's fresh. Fresh/frozen fruits are better for the diet you are trying to maintain with gestational diabetes. And then obviously soda. You would pick the water over the soda because everybody knows soda has a lot of sugar in it. So I'm going to continue to go through the rest of the do's so you can have a idea of what to eat and your options. This is a great snack. If you like to snack, instead of picking up chips, you can pick up basically something like trail mix. Pretzels, that's really healthy because it's whole grain pretzels. Remember I said you have to have a protein in your diet. Peanut butter is great for that. The dried beans, that's a plus, a major plus. Beans are really good for your diet. I mean, I eat these all the time. And, a lot of people don't like beans, but in this situation, you would have to eat this to maintain your diet. Tortillas are bread. That's something you need to include in your diet. And also another great snack or something you could eat for breakfast is yogurt. I suggest you get a plain yogurt, but, if you're anything like me, I have to have some type of flavor with it. It still doesn't have a lot of sugar. While I was going through my do's, I noticed that this is not plain yogurt. This is flavored yogurt. Actually, it's peach flavored. So if you look at the sugar, you see that it has 22 grams of sugar in this container. Now, you can go to the store thinking you're being healthy, picking up some yogurt, not realizing that this has a lot of sugar in it. It's best to get the plain yogurt and just add some fresh strawberries on top if you're looking for flavor. Okay, so that's the do's and that's the don'ts. So next, I have a question for you guys. True or false? Is it possible to have gestational diabetes and not be pregnant? False. It is impossible to have gestational diabetes if you're not pregnant because gestational means pregnancy. Is it okay to include yogurt in my diet if I have gestational diabetes? Yes, but again, get plain yogurt instead of the flavored yogurt and just add a fresh fruit on top, a fresh or frozen fruit on top to maintain the healthy diet that you need if you have gestational diabetes. And next, if the parent of the expectant mom has gestational diabetes, does that put her at risk for it? Yes, it does, because again, that's why they ask you when you go to your initial visit to, confirm your pregnancy, if your mom or dad has gestational diabetes. And if they do, not gestational diabetes, if they have regular diabetes, because if they do, that's when they will test you earlier to see if you have it already. And these are my sources. Thanks for watching my teaching project. I hope you all learned something. And in the meantime, let's have a healthy diet. Bye-bye.